welcome, my sweet friends. How are you today? My name is Emmy. My husband behind the camera is Paul, and this is the channel Frugal Money Saver. Today's video, we just want to talk to you about our spending when Paul retired back in 2018 and what we are spending today. And I think it is pretty eye-opening, and we're going to lay it out for you, be truthful, be honest, and that's what keeps this channel real. We thank you for being here. We are an early retirement debt-free couple living in the state of New York. We are also mortgage-free. If you are new here, think about subscribing. We would love to have you. We just basically show you how to live a full, abundant life with less money. So let's get right to this video because I think there's a lot of good info in here. I know it was eye-opening for Paul and I, absolutely. I want to start out with where we live. We do live in New York, which is the second most expensive state in the continental United States. I believe California may be a bit more expensive than we are, but we're pretty high up there. So what we pay for taxes a year, some of you are probably paying for a mortgage for that price. That's how high our land and school taxes are. We are a little bit north of the city, so of course that drives us up a little bit that we are in somewhat close proximity to New York City. We do pay thousands and thousands of dollars for our school and land taxes. And as most of you know, if you've followed us for any length of time, our health care we pay out of pocket because Paul is retired, but we are not Medicare age. So we basically pay an astronomical amount for our health care as well. Why do we do it? Why are we still in New York? Let's explain. Paul's mom and dad are still very much alive, doing great, and we are an integral part of their lives. We try to be there when they need something, if we can do anything for them. His sisters are still here. Two of my brothers are still very close. So we have a lot of family ties here. We also grew up here. Our parents grew up in this state. This is all we really know. We are native New Yorkers. So that is one of the reasons I have to say we don't go. Our family ties are all here and it becomes comfortable. This is what we know. This is our home. So how do we do both? How do we retire early? Take Paul's pension and just basically live on that and still have an abundant life. Before Paul retired, he was a highway foreman for a local town, one town over. Paul would make a tremendous amount of overtime in the winter. So from December to April, there was a lot of overtime with plowing snow, fallen trees, hurricanes, a lot of overtime. Now that is gone. And also, not only is all that overtime gone, but then you take a pay cut when you retire from the state and you take the state pension. Now, he did max out his pension. He was there 35 years, so he maxed out his pension. He couldn't get any higher. We now have a diminished salary, no overtime. So that's what we're starting with in 2018 when he first retired. So we knew before he retired we were going to have to pay off our mortgage. So we did pay off our mortgage about 6 or 7 years before he retired, because if you've watched any of our videos, and I can link them down below, how we retired at 55, and also another one where Paul and I do a Q&A on how he retired early. I'll link those down below, so take a peek at them if you haven't. Because we had the plan that Paul was going to retire at 55. We knew that mortgage had to be paid off. So a lot of the overtime, a lot of that salary went to paying that off 6 or 7 years before he retired. Now, some of the things we knew we wanted to continue after Paul retired was staying here, continuing to vacation, because that's important to us. Be able to keep tithing and giving of our money like we always had done. Once he retired, we didn't want to start drawing out of our savings to continue the lifestyle we had been accustomed to while he was working. So we needed to figure out a new way of handling our money. First thing we did was we started tracking where our money was going. You cannot figure out a monthly budget unless you know where your money is going. So let's look at what we spent when Paul first retired in 2018 and what we spend now. I'm going to take you around and show you our actual spending tracker. We have not altered it. We have not touched it. There's no fudging, nothing like that. What you're seeing is real life. So let's take a peek. So these are our two expense trackers. These are the actual ones from March 2018 and March 21. The pages are folded over because the second half of our expense tracker does have some private information on it, people's names, things like that. So we're just going to do the top half. So let's just start with basic gasoline. Prices were down in 2018. We did have a hurricane or some kind of storm.
We had to top off 2 cars of gasoline and fill gas cans for the generator.
Okay, so that's extra. Get rid of that. We still spent $149.61. March 2021, gas prices are up. We've spent $114.28. Food. Okay, March of 2018, we spent $498.56. That is almost $500 worth of food. We're down over $100 in March of 2021. Entertainment, recreation. We went to a theater for $50. We went to a church social. We bought a gift certificate to a restaurant for $40. It was $102. Now our recreation is Philo, which is our TV program, for $20, and our newspaper for $4.30 a month. It now has gone down $24.30, which is like a $75 difference in recreation. Now, are you ready? Eating out. 2018, $364.16. $364.16. We were still living like Paul was working. And 2021, $19.55. We went once to Taco Bell at the beginning of the month for $10, and we did a McDonald's run drive-through for $8.66. And this is for the both of us, mind you, on March 22nd, $19.55. That's like a $350 difference. So just by me showing you this, you can see how our budget has drastically changed. Pretty eye-opening, wasn't it? It's actually, wow, we used to eat out that much. We spent that much on food, gasoline, it was just a totally different way of life. I know I explained to you why we folded the paper, but I wanted to go over a couple of differences which were on the bottom. Our cell phone bill in 2018 was $120.56. Today, it is $91.19. We are down $20 a month right off the bat there. Our cable back in 2018 was $101.50, and that was like a deep discount. Today, 2021, we pay $71 for our internet and Philo TV. And we also have an over-the-air TV antenna that Paul has put on the roof. So we get all our local channels, and Philo has Hallmark and all kinds of wonderful channels for $20 a month. And then we also have a Roku, which gets tons of free streaming channels. And if you all would ever like me to do a video on how we get TV inexpensively, like go into detail about it, leave me a comment. We would love to do that. Paul would explain that really well. Electricity in 2018 for March, these are all for March, was $94.06. 2021, $60.27, $30 difference. You can see we have made some drastic changes big time in what we have done with our money. We have saved hundreds of dollars a month by not eating out. Hundreds. We have avoided any kind of unnecessary large purchases. It's like a boat or a motorcycle or an RV, nothing like that, because we knew that would take a huge chunk out of our savings account. And you need that savings. You need that savings for, the oil burner we had to replace. You need a new roof, whatever it may be, you don't know. And we have to try to keep feeding into that savings as much as we can. And we also never entered credit card debt. So basically, if we didn't have the money for it, we didn't buy it. We started buying a lot in secondhand stores. We have basically cut out using our clothes dryer, except in the wintertime because we're in the Northeast, but we still have racks all over for heavy clothing and sweatshirts and jeans. And in the summer, we hang our clothes outside. Big savings there on the dryer. You can see a $30 difference from March of 2018 to now. So these little tips really add up. We garden. We do not buy a lot of convenience foods. Once in a while, we'll have like a splurge haul around the holidays, but overall, you watch our hauls, they're mostly ingredients. I mean, we'll get a bag of chips and stuff like that, but the majority of the food I buy are ingredients to make food. We try to really do that. Convenience foods are expensive. Why? Because they're convenient. And that makes sense. So we really shy away from that if we don't have to buy things like that. We also stay away from like super expensive cuts of meat. You'll see a lot of chicken in our hauls. You'll see ground beef in our hauls. Now we do on holidays and birthdays and stuff, we'll splurge and get a nice piece of meat instead of eating out. It's not a weekly occurrence. It's not something we do all the time because that's a huge money saver too. And we practice a lot of daily gratitude and contentment. We do that a lot. We're always saying we're so blessed and we're very thankful for. Those little reminders reinforce that this is a wonderful life for us. We've chosen to live this way. And we are very, very thankful that we can live this way. And another thing, we have fun the old-fashioned way. You will see, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see us playing board games. You'll see us having old-fashioned movie nights. You'll see us down by the Hudson River. We do a lot of hiking. We do a lot of walking. We keep it simple. We are usually home 5 to 6 days out of the 7 days, honestly. One day is usually errand day. Sundays we go to church. So the other 5 days, pretty much you could find us right here. So that's how we have managed. So we are able to maintain those things that are important to us with the less income by cutting out the fluff, by cutting out these other things that were taking so much of our money. So I just wanted to share this with you to encourage you, to show you from 2018 to 2021 where we have come. Prices have climbed, but we have managed. We have managed. Cutting here, cutting there, finding new ways to do things, DIYs. It just works for us. Now, this is our frugal journey, and I always want to make this clear. Of course, this may not work for you, but it works for us, and we just want to encourage you with that. Because if you're watching my channel, then 9 out of 10 times you're on some sort of money saving, money awareness journey. And that is what we want to encourage you with, and that is what we want to share with you. So we thank you for taking this time to be with us. You know how special you all are. Please give this a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Leave me a comment. Let me know what is important to you on your frugal journey that you may pay a little extra for, but it's so worth it to you. So again, thank you. We appreciate you. We love you. Stay safe, stay well. And above all, we wish you blessings. Until our next video, my friends. Bye-bye. We'll see you Tuesday. Bye-bye.